What is up, everybody? Nate McAllister here. So you know that I love to create worksheets and I love to make them free for all of my viewers here. So what I've made today is an affiliate product research worksheet. One of the biggest things that I get asked about, and I've made a video on this already, is how do you rank for affiliate products? How do you create blog posts or YouTube videos that rank well for affiliate products? And the real answer is it takes a good combination of a lot of factors. One is doing the right keyword research. Number two is building backlinks. And number three is making sure that you have the structure set up as far as the content, as far as the title, as far as the actual substance of it. But in this workbook, I've made it a little bit easier for you to get started. It's going to help you come up with some blog topics that will help you promote your product. And those go well beyond just the basic review posts that everybody's writing. So let's get into it. I'll show you how to make this work. So as usual, I'll just make a note here. Make a copy to edit. Okay, so if you followed this channel before, you know the routine. You have to come up here to File, make a copy, rename it, and then you can edit everything in here that you want. You can replace all of my stuff. A few things to know. Some of the content in here should be edited and some of it should not be touched. So let me show you the things that should not be touched. Anything that is in this light gray, that is auto-populated. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to put this in all caps so it's easier to see. Auto-populated. Right when I hit enter, you see how all that stuff changed. It's the same for all of this. These are going to change dynamically in the fields that I have them set in. So there's a little bit of coding going on, if you want to call it coding, formulas, inside of this worksheet. So be careful with those. If you mess it up, that's fine. Just go back and make another copy. And this one will always remain the same. I'll try to keep it this way. If you're looking at it and it looks a little bit different, that just means that I found some way to make it look cooler. Depending on how many people open it, I will spend more time making it a little bit better. I literally whipped this up today because I wanted to share it with my own content assistant. And I wanted them to know how to better find blog post topics for affiliate products. All right, so let's break down everything that we have here. First, we have the product name. So whatever the product is that you're promoting, put that right there. Literally type it in. Next, we have 5 competitors. If you have more than that, that's fine. You can add anything here. So like this is going to auto-populate over here on comparison. You can go ahead and just add any of that. All of this stuff is for a starting point. It's not complete. These aren't just as easy as copy and paste, although you probably could copy and paste a lot of this and still see decent results. I want you to really put in the work and use this as a jumping off point rather than the end result, okay? So spend some time. For competitors, I just went through and picked like the 5 big names in the email marketing space. I'm using ConvertKit because it's a pretty good niche. It's a pretty good topic that has a lot of data, so it's pretty easy to use as a comparison here. So I just went through and I thought of the 5 competitors. I filled those in there, and then they filled in over here, but we'll get to these later. Just for now, just know to fill those out. Next, for product big results, what is the result that your product is actually offering? To do that, we're going to make these in the format of being infinitives. So instead of putting better open rates, you're going to put to get better open rates or to drive more sales with email marketing. This might actually kind of awaken in you like, what is the whole value of what I'm selling, right? It's not just ConvertKit, it's the results that ConvertKit is driving. If you want to go even further, you can add what is the actual benefit to the user to get better open rates so you can make more money with your email marketing, right? Basic copywriting stuff right there. But for now, we're going to focus on those 5 big results. You can go as deep as you want with those. Just make sure that they're in that infinitive format because those are going to show up over here under exposure ideas, how to get better open rates in 2021. So these are all blog post ideas. Everything over here, from here, beyond, these are blog post starting points. These are things that we can write blog posts on. Next, you're going to put the niche. So this is going to be email marketing. You can put whatever you want there, whatever your niche is, all right? And then down here under questions, notice how the first 5 here are in that gray that I had mentioned. That means that they're going to auto-populate. So if I change this to poopy fart, It's going to change that to how much does poopy fart cost? Sorry, I have 4 kids and it doesn't help my maturity. But those are going to auto-populate. So these are the 5 schema questions that I see the most on review posts and on affiliate type products. How much does product cost? What does product do? Is product worth it? Are there any product discounts? Does product really work? Those are the basic ones, but I'm going to show you the next step because those aren't all of them. Those are just the schemas that I think every post that's trying to sell an affiliate product should include. If you don't know how to add schemas, I've done a video on that. I use a very basic tool called WP Schema, and it lets me add these to my posts. It's very important. It's something that I didn't start doing early enough in my blogging career, and it cost me a lot of money. And having found out how to do schemas, it's really, really helped. Let me show you what I mean by those schemas. Those are FAQ schemas. So let's actually go to ConvertKit so you can see literally the ones that I'm talking about. These are going to be worded just slightly different. The exact wording does not matter so much. These are going to show up right here, and the people also ask, what is the purpose of ConvertKit? Is ConvertKit any good? Who uses ConvertKit? So you can literally go and just copy those if you want. If you want to do that, I just use a tool called TextSniper, or you can just literally copy it. Doesn't matter what you want to do. You can take a screenshot. This, as usual, is not about anything except for you getting the data that you need, right? So I just did that. And now I have some people ask. All right. So let's continue. So this down here is another worksheet on here just called notes. So I recommend that every time that you do a new product that you just duplicate this whole thing and then you put your notes over here. And get as sloppy with it as you want to get. Just collect as much data as humanly possible. And also guys, for this review, I'm not using any tools. This is going to be totally free. Everything here is available for free. You don't need to use Ahrefs. You don't need to use KW Finder. However, those tools are amazing. And I use those when I make my review posts. But this is basically the gist of what you need. All right. Those schema FAQs, that's something that we want to be aware of. And if you don't know how to yet, be sure to learn how to add schema, especially to your affiliate promoting blog posts. It will be a big thing. A couple of other things to notice about schema. Let's see here. I can maybe find right here. See this rating, 4.6? That is super helpful. Also right here, this Get app, they have their own schema. So it's not just showing up in the FAQs over here and the people also ask, it's also showing up down below their article. And when you do that, it gives you a lot more real estate on the search engine results page, which is going to increase the chances of you getting clicks. I know a lot of people are like, well, why would I answer on this page? They're not going to click. That's really not true. It's actually super, super valuable to have as many FAQ schemas as you can possibly have. It will lead to better results from Google, which means more clicks. Just all good stuff. All right, so let's go to another page just so I can see a few more. These are also schemas here. These are just call outs, basically saying, see how we compare, tools to grow your list. That's actually an ad, so that's a lot easier to control your schemas. The schemas that you choose can be different. Like just because you put it in there doesn't mean that Google's going to show it necessarily, which kind of stinks. But down here, they have 7 best ConvertKit alternatives, and they have schema set up for articles. So it's supposed to be showing each one. So when I click on it, it would jump me to that page, and it would jump me down to that actual part of the page where that header was. But we're digressing a little bit. Okay, so that's schema. It's super important. Now, with review, these are the 4 general stereotypical review post titles. And what stinks is that they still work. So I always try to get clever and clickbaity a little bit without not delivering on the actual subject. So what I try to do is I try to come up with something creative. But if it's something that I don't think I need to be creative to rank, I'll just use the basic format, which is something like complete year plus product review and then pricing, alternatives, and more. No matter what, if you've been searching your competitors, which is actually something I have down here for you, whenever you type in a product name, down here it's going to auto-populate that Google search for you. Just something fun I did. So when you type in ConvertKit review, you're going to actually see Me. Hey, there's my article. Like I said, brutally honest ConvertKit review. So that one is actually pretty different, right? But if you look up here, this one, it's a little bit different. Do their features justify its price? ConvertKit reviews 2021, details, pricing, and features. That is the most stereotypical one you'll ever find, but it still works. And the reason it works is because the articles that are behind those are good. Usually they're high domain sites that have a bunch of backlinks. G2, super high DR site. They're going to get that even if they just put ConvertKit review 2021. They'd probably still rank for that. You see all these pretty stereotypical ones. ConvertKit review 2021, features, pricing, and more. It still works. It really, as far as the title goes, I think that the link building and the actual content is far more important than the title. People just want the best review. They aren't really looking for clickbait. But I have found that mine right here does work pretty well. And if you're on a really competitive one, like let's say, I know some people, I hate to stick to all the MMO products, but let's say you promote ClickFunnels, which I do not anymore. But if I did, I would maybe come here and look at ClickFunnels review, and then I would see, do any of these have anything that is interesting, legit or overhyped? Pretty good. But then here we go, that generic G2, ClickFunnels review, details, pricing, and features. G2 owns most of the awesome spots for these affiliate products. Same with Trustpilot, TrustRadius, ClickFunnels, pros and cons of ClickFunnels 2021, ClickFunnels review, ClickFunnels pricing and alternatives. Really, you kind of have to go pretty far down this list to find anything that is really like eye-catching. See if we can even find one. This one's pretty good from my friend Chris Fong. ClickFunnels review, honest review from a top affiliate. Here we go. ClickFunnels review 21, how it tripled my sales. Hack Spirit. All right. So you get the picture. If it's something that's super competitive, you might need to try to stand out with something a little bit wild, right? Next. So those are the 4 baseline types of review post titles that you might want. If for any of these that you use, I highly recommend, if the budget allows it, that you check out a tool called CoSchedule's Headline Analyzer. I said we're not going to use any paid tools, so you do not need this by any means. But one thing that you can do is you can come in here and actually check out some of these headlines. They're going to be really low DR because they're not DR. They're going to be really low scoring because they're not very exciting, but they work. So it doesn't necessarily mean that because it has a low score that it's not going to rank well. But one thing that you can do is you come in here and be like, you could spice it up and try to see what you can do if you can actually make it so that people get more clicks. So complete 2021 ConvertKit review. Costs, but made me even more. That one's probably not going to be good. We'll see. Oh, actually, that one's pretty good. 78. So I could do that, especially if I'm already not ranking and I want to try to bump it up and really increase my chances of competing, right? So that's a cool tool. It's a little bit expensive. It's not in everyone's budget. I totally get that. You don't need to use it, but if you have the budget, go for it. All right, so those are the review post topics. Comparison, I look at comparison posts as separate than review posts. I don't recommend just doing a review post and being done. I think that doing a review post and a comparison post can be super helpful. And you can theoretically write multiple comparison posts. So for this one, ConvertKit versus MailChimp, that could be its own post. ConvertKit versus Aweber, its own post. And you could do all these, and these are going to be long tail, right? So you're not going to get as many impressions as maybe just ConvertKit review, but you'll have a better chance of ranking high. And these are also super valuable because they have buyer intent. People who are looking at comparisons are thinking of buying. They're not comparing things just for the heck of it. They're comparing because they're looking to buy, right? So the comparison ones are very powerful, and those are the type that you should write multiple of. If you have multiple competitors, show why your product is better. And I recommend keeping it honest. Don't ever exaggerate how much better your product is if it's not, but really showcase the reasons why you chose it. And if during the comparison you find out that the other ones are better, switch to the other ones and promote them if they have the opportunity. All right, so next we have exposure ideas. These are going to come into play with the product big results that we mentioned over here. So the exposure ideas, how to get better open rates in 2021, how to get better CTRs in 2021, how to avoid a spam folder. So what's happening with these is that we're attracting people who might not know about ConvertKit, but they know about the problem that they have. So for example, their problem might be that they have bad open rates. So I'm going to do a blog post where I'm going to show how I beefed up my own open rates using ConvertKit. There's really nothing more powerful than that. A review post, yeah, people are going to say what they want about the post, and everyone that reads it knows that it's usually, if it's a 5-star out of 5-star, they usually know it's probably biased in an affiliate offer. But if you're doing a direct exposure, you're really just showing the tool in its natural element. It's very organic, and you're saying, watch, this is how I do it. These are the steps that I do it in. And then the next logical thing for them to do is go and buy that tool to use it, or product, whatever it is. When you're demoing it, that is how that works, right? So if you were in the fitness space and you were selling, I don't know, something awesome, dumbbells, right? And then the product big result was bigger biceps, right? Down here, like I said, I didn't follow my own rule. I got to do an infinitive how to get bigger biceps in 2021, right? I would do that, and then I'd create a post that isn't just a big sales pitch. It would be a demo. Like, this is how I'm getting bigger biceps. I'm not, but if I was, I would be doing that. And it would show people how to do it, and they would really see the value for themselves because they already have the problem and you might have the result. Okay. So that is actually probably one of my favorite things of this whole workbook is the exposure ideas. All right. Next we have at the checkout. These are the low hanging fruit. These are things that show that someone is literally at the checkout page about to buy, or maybe they're about to buy if they can get a discount. So they're very, very, very close to buying. So if you have a discount offer from the affiliate, which is something that you should always ask for if they offer it, try super hard to get it, and also try to get it in the form of an actual discount code. That's going to give you a little bit of extra commissions at the end of the year because sometimes the cookies don't follow well, but if they have a coupon code, it gives you a little backup. Okay, so at the checkout, these are things that you might want to actually write your own post for. So you can rank for these discount codes in your review post, in your comparison post, and you can also rank for them on your own page that has the discount code, that literally the whole page is just the discount. And you can use like a little coupon plugin that has a little clip button that you clip on it, and then they go right to the sales page. You have to be careful of one thing, though, that is called keyword cannibalization. That means that if you have multiple pages that are competing for the same term, it can cause you to kind of dilute all of that among all of the pages. So instead of having one article rank for ConvertKit discount code, which would be awesome, you have like 10 articles that are ranking on page 5 for the same term. I haven't had that experience. I've done usually a review and a discount code page, and the discount code page usually does rank pretty well and it's pretty clear to Google. But I have also seen other people have issues where they have cannibalization because they made an entire blog that was focused on one product, and then they just kind of cannibalized the discount part of it, and they were ranking multiple pages for the same thing. Hopefully that makes sense. I know that's kind of a little bit next level type of thing, but basically what we're doing here is I'm trying to give you an idea of how to create multiple posts to sell a single product, because writing one review post is not going to cut it. Writing one review post, especially on a brand new page, a brand new website, it's not going to rank, guys. And unless it's a brand new product that has no competition, you're not going to rank for ConvertKit review with a brand new website. I'm sorry. You maybe, if you dedicate 6 months to link building and you spend a fortune on that and your article is just baller, which tragically doesn't really even matter that much. Like, the quality of the article, unfortunately, is trumped dramatically by the link profile. So you just need to kind of know that one product needs multiple pieces of content, and also do it across multiple mediums. Do blog, do YouTube, do on Instagram, do it on TikTok, whatever it is. If you're focused on this product and it's really great, really create the content around it. Okay. All right. So we have all of that. The last thing I want to cover is the retention topics. These are things people overlook retention so bad, especially on products like ConvertKit. I have a free program called the Email Marketing Mini Course where I teach people how to use ConvertKit. I have a lot of free videos showing people how to use ConvertKit because I want the people that buy ConvertKit from me to succeed with ConvertKit, because then they keep paying. If you pay, it's because it's working. And if you're paying, I'm getting paid. right? It's a beautiful system. It's really one of the reasons why affiliate marketing is so amazing, is that we're incentivized for you to do well. And a lot of people overlook that, unfortunately. So if you are the type of person that can create training content, that's going to be super helpful for you. And it might not have a direct impact on your upfront sales, but your bottom line will eventually start to reflect that when you start to have higher retention, because everyone that bought a recurring product, or even a product that they now don't refund or charge back, that's going to help. Okay. And then finally down here, I'm pretty proud of this. This is just whatever the term was that you put up here, it's created these little Google searches for you. And what I highly recommend is, before you write any of these posts, to go through the search engine results page. And this is where it would come in handy to use like Ahrefs. And this is where I do use Ahrefs. But if I were on a budget, I would just go through each one of these and I would start to see what is showing up for those. So for this one at the bottom, this is going to be ConvertKit comparison. So it's going to be anything with the word ConvertKit and then versus. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. When I click on that, it takes me here. Up here it says ConvertKit versus. Then also this autofill gives me a good idea of things that I can do. ConvertKit versus Squarespace. These are different potential blog post ideas right here. So honestly, what I would do is I would just do a screenshot of that. Boom. Come to my notes. And then size it up nice and pretty. Okay. And then another thing, there's a free little tool. I promised you guys we'd all be free up in here. So there's a free tool called SEO Minion. I don't think that they even have an upsell. Everybody has an upsell somewhere, but I've never seen it. Here you can actually just click on here and click on copy, so I can get all the organic URLs that are ranking for ConvertKit versus, and then I can put that right there. And then I can then take this data. If I were doing it, I would take this data and then put it into Ahrefs, look at things like the domain authority and backlink profile and stuff like that. But if you aren't doing that, this is just a good start, because you could come in here and be like, okay, these are the ones that are doing versus posts. So MailChimp versus ConvertKit. I would go through here and I'd be like, what are they doing? Let me see what they're doing. And then I can kind of emulate it. So I go through the table of contents, show me what's up. All right, this is weird. They're selling ActiveCampaign on a page that's comparing MailChimp versus ConvertKit. But again, that's actually, that's kind of cool to think about, because they're selling the product that they actually do promote, and they might not be affiliates for MailChimp or ConvertKit. This is kind of just a little tangent that just popped up, but that is smart, because who did they just attract to this page? They attracted people who are in the market for email marketing software. So boom, they put their preferred email marketing software right in my face. So you could write 100 blog posts that are just comparing all of the different options out there, and then just do like what they did. Even though you're only promoting ActiveCampaign, you could compare Aweber versus MailChimp, and then boom, you're promoting ActiveCampaign. At the end of it, you could be like, hey, that's how they compare to each other, but neither of these compares to ActiveCampaign. I'm a ConvertKit guy. You should know that by now, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that popped up. That was cool. All right, so then I would just continue with that. I have five total here. So then here for discount, I would come to discount and I would start looking what is showing up for discount, right? So really there's not a good one. The first spot is ConvertKit, and that's actually not an offer discount. ConvertKit, I don't think actually does any discounts. I don't even think I have a coupon code, honestly. Yeah, I don't. But if they did, if it was a product that did have that, I would see what I could rank for that. Even if they don't have a discount, you can still rank for these pages and create something like, currently the best price is blah, blah, blah. If that price changes, we will update this page. Or when a coupon code comes out, we will update this page. And that's good, even if there isn't a coupon code, because by the time that there is one, that page that you had has gotten a little bit of age on it, gotten some hair on its chest, and it'll be easier to rank when there is a coupon. Or, even though there's not a coupon, getting the people that want a coupon is still good. Those are people that are about to buy. And a lot of them will buy without the coupon. Sometimes we all do it. We search for a coupon code, and sometimes there is one, sometimes there isn't. I still usually end up buying it. I'm not like, this is good, but only if I can pay less. Okay. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you like that. I had fun building it, and sorry if I kind of rambled a little bit. This video is It was fun to make. I enjoy this a lot. All right. So if you guys are interested in getting additional affiliate marketing related videos like this one 2 to 3 times a week, be sure to hit subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you like this type of video and you like when I give you these free worksheets, or if they're just too confusing and I'm a big nerd and I'm the only one that enjoys them. All right. Take it easy, everybody. See you later.